Okay, this is Applied Anatomy and Physiology Lesson 6 on control of blood flow, and this will be our last lesson on the cardiovascular system. Hopefully by the end of the lesson you'll be able to explain how blood is redistributed during exercise, how this blood flow is controlled by the brain, and also you need to be able to describe and explain the AVO2 difference. So firstly, the muscles when we're exercising need a lot more oxygen, so therefore they need more blood getting to the muscles a lot quicker. This is known as the vascular shunt mechanism, where blood is rediverted from areas of the body where we don't need it to those working muscles and other areas that require it during exercise. Now, redistribution of this blood is really important during exercise. Firstly, it increases the oxygen supply to the muscles so that they can continue to contract. Also, it allows us to remove the waste products such as lactic acid, carbon dioxide that are produced during exercise. As well as that, if we look at this graph here, we get increased blood flow to the skin. That helps us to cool our body down as part of thermal regulation. And also, we get an increased blood flow to the heart or the coronary vessels, which allow the heart to continue beating fast to get more blood around the body. Now, how does it actually occur? Well, first of all, we need to know these two key terms: vasodilation, which is the widening of blood vessels, increasing blood flow, and vasoconstriction, which is when the blood vessels narrow, reducing the blood flow. Now, two receptors that we already know, the chemoreceptors detect increases in carbon dioxide and acidity during exercise, and the baroreceptors detect increases in blood pressure. These both send a message to the medulla in the brain, in particular to the vasomotor center within the brain. The sympathetic nervous system is now switched on. Vasodilation occurs in the arterioles at the muscles that are working, and the precapillary sphincters, which are rings of cartilage leading up to the muscles, they relax and open up to increase blood flow to those working muscles. At the same time, we get vasoconstriction in the arterioles at the non-active tissues, such as the digestive system, and the precapillary sphincters contract and reduce blood flow to the digestive system and other non-active tissues. And that decreased blood flow to the non-active tissues allows blood to be rediverted to where it is needed. And this also explains why we shouldn't eat before exercise, because all that food will stay in your stomach and won't be digested when we start to exercise, because it's being rediverted to your muscles. Now, the AVO2 difference, when we are exercising, this explains the difference between the oxygen content of the arterial blood arriving at the muscle and the oxygen in the vein leaving the muscle. Now, at rest, the AVO2 difference is low. So at rest, the muscle doesn't require much oxygen, so a lot of the oxygen arriving in the artery continues through to the vein and goes on through back to the heart again. However, during exercise, this muscle requires a lot more of this oxygen, so it takes on board, and a lot of the oxygen diffuses into the muscle, and therefore there's less oxygen left in the vein leaving the muscle. So the AVO2 difference, the difference between the oxygen in the artery arriving at the muscle and the vein leaving the muscle, is a lot higher during exercise. Training also allows our muscles to get better at taking on oxygen, so training also increases the arteriovenous or the AVO2 difference. Okay, watch the video again, make your notes and add some questions in your book.